A very good morning, children, and welcome to class 4 social studies. So we are going to learn today about the early humans, and the lesson objective will be to learn about the discovery of fire and metals and uh, fire and metals. So in our previous classes we have learned about the shelter, about the food, and about various different things of the early human, how they lived and where their shelters were, about rock shelters and everywhere. So today we will learn a bit about the discovery of fire and metals. So to learn that, before we'll go for a small recapitulation. What kind of tools did early humans used? They used hand axes, spears, and arrows and hammerstones. What kind of clothes did early humans wear? They wore leaves stitched together and then animal skin. How did living in caves help early humans? Living in caves helped early humans a lot. Caves protected early humans from heat, cold, dust, and insects also. So let's watch a video and understand how it is helpful. Fire is helpful to us. Fire is used to cook food, it to protect ourselves from dangerous animals, and we will learn more about the fire today.
Himself from bad weather and animal attacks. He lived in groups. He could not hunt as he did not have any weapons. Gradually, he started using stones with sharp edges to hunt animals. This was the beginning of the Stone Age. Slowly, he learned to shape stones. He broke the stones by hitting one stone against another. He chipped the sides of the stones to give them a sharp edge. This became a stone knife. This was used to cut meat. He also used it to scrape animal skins to make clothes. Then he started fitting pointed stones on wooden rods. These became his spears, which he used for hunting. Gradually, he invented other tools. Making stone weapons and tools was man's first step towards progress. The life of early man was very difficult and full of peril. He lived in constant danger, diseases, and hunger. Either wild animals killed them, or they died of disease and hunger. That's why Stone Age men lived together in groups, wandering from one place to another in search of food. They led a nomadic life. These groups were not permanent. Man learned to work in coordination, which helped them to lead a better life. Discovery of fire. Stone Age man was afraid of fire and kept away from it. The forest fires that were caused by lightning were also quite scary. Away from it. The forest fires that were caused by lightning were also quite scary. It was by chance that man realized that fire could also be created. It is believed that the discovery of fire must have happened accidentally. Stone Age man used to make tools out of stone. Probably, when two stones struck each other, a spark must have appeared. This spark might have lit up dry leaves and twigs. Then, man experimented and learned the controlled use of fire. Fire not only provided humans warmth in cold weather, but also banished darkness and protected them from wild animals. They also started roasting meat, plant bulbs, and roots, and thus learned to cook. This was the second great milestone in man's progress. The ability to make tools was the main difference between earliest man and animals. It was only due to work that man emerged from the animal kingdom around 2 million.
And in that, there were so many areas where we could understand how an early man lived and how they discovered the fire and metals also. What metals, how they used to make the metals and all. So let's read a passage and understand more about the discovery of fire and metals. Discovery of fire and metals. For early humans, perhaps each day was new. They learned or did something new or different to improve their lifestyle. Also, they were searching for easier and simpler ways of doing things. The discovery of fire led to a big change in the life of early humans. Early humans discovered fire by chance, perhaps from lightning, volcanic eruptions, or when the heat of the sun caused forest fires. At first, they were afraid of fire till they noticed that fire was hot and it kept animals away. Early humans learned to carry lit branches or save embers from a natural fire and to keep the fire burning by adding dry twigs and grass to it. The archaeologists find out that early humans learned to create fire by rubbing two sticks or by creating sparks by striking flint stones. Earthen ovens have been found when which were used to cook food. So it's a way where simpler ways of finding out, and it has happened accidentally might be. So there were some volcanic eruptions which happened, and also they used to make metals from the stones, and accidentally from where they could discover the fire, they could discover, but they were trying to uh, uh, they were trying to minimize the fire from the accidents also. So, what do you think early humans used fire for? What do you think they were using fire for? First one is to save from dangerous animals, and the second one is to cook food. Do you think cooked food tasted better? Yes, no, how? That we are eating cooked food. It tastes better. We cannot eat raw food, right? So, it's cooked food. It's easy to digest also. Answer the questions in following questions in brief. So there are some of the questions which you have to answer, children. So what is there is, let's try to, I will be sending you the notes of the answers. You just see the questions and then understand how well it is been framed, and then we can have a discussion on this. So did you know? So there is something about the discovery of metals. Let's read and find out what is there. As years passed by, early humans discovered metals like copper, tin, and iron. They found that these metals could be melted in fire and then shaped and hammered into different tools. They invented bronze by mixing copper and tin to make stronger tools for hunting, farming, and building homes, and even for grinding grains. So they were using metals like copper, tin, and iron. These found that these metals could be melted in fire and then shaped and hammered into different tools. So they were using bronze, copper, tin, and iron. So let's recap. Let's conclude, children. So today we have learned about the discovery of fire. How did they discover? How they lived? How the early man has lived? What kind of metals? What kind of materials they used to use, and everything. So children, today after going home, read the section Discovery of Fire and Metals to understand better, and then tomorrow you will be getting the notes with an answer key which you will be able to write it down in your notes. Thank you so much, children.